Hello and welcome to your quick yoga practice to strengthen the core and maintain spinal flexibility. Now, I want to encourage you to do this practice along with the other yoga practice I did to stretch and strengthen the back, since with a strong core and a strong back is what we need to have a nice, strong, upright, tall posture. But for this practice, we're going to start in child's pose. So come into hands and knees. And to make child's pose work for your body, there's a couple of suggestions I'm going to offer. One is to have a block nearby if you'd like to lift that floor up to meet you. So as those knees are hip distance apart, starting to sink the hips towards the heels, bringing that forehead all the way to the floor or to your block, or you can even just stack your fists, bringing that to a block or to the mat to lift that floor up. Now, if the hips are not coming all the way to the heels, you can take a rolled up pillow or a blanket in between the hips and the heels to give you something to settle onto. Let's just take 3 breaths in child's pose here. I want that first breath to be awareness of the front body, so belly, rib cage, and chest. Letting your next breath be awareness of the side body. So as you inhale, expanding through the ribs to the left and the right. And then letting that third breath be awareness of the back body, the lower back, mid back, and upper back. Now from here, starting to walk those hands over towards the right and planting that weight into that left hand, starting to walk those fingertips away from you. So you're feeling a nice stretch through the left side body here. And think about drawing that left hip back in space to further emphasize the stretch through the side body. Let's take one more nice full breath. And then walking those hands back through center over towards the left, planting that weight into the right, walking those right fingertips away from you, drawing that right hip back in space, feeling this nice stretch through the right side body. 3 nice deep breaths here. With your next inhale, allow yourself to come back to center. Take one more full breath here, realigning the spine. And then letting your next inhale draw you up into tabletop. Stacking those shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees. And whenever we do anything on the knees, check in with yourself if you'd like some extra padding for those knees. So that might mean having a folded up towel nearby that you can put under those knees for extra cushioning. Now let's do 3 rounds of cat and cow, waking up the spine here. So on your inhale, dropping that belly towards the floor as you gaze forwards, drawing those shoulders away from the ears, those shoulder blades down the back for cow. And as you exhale, rounding that spine, taking that gaze now towards the navel for cat, pressing that mid back up towards the ceiling. 2 more, inhale forward for cow. Exhale, round the spine for cat. Once more. And then gently allowing yourself to come back to a neutral spine. From here, starting to extend that right leg back behind you. Keep the ball of the foot to the floor. Feel a nice little stretch through that right calf as you press dynamically through that heel. And then start to extend that left arm out by the left ear. So reaching the fingers towards the front of the room here. Nice engagement of that core, navel towards spine here. And maybe you're going to start to extend that right leg up off the floor. So nice straight line out from the hip here. And make sure that both of your hips are staying even. So you can even take that left hand across from hip to hip Just to check in that things are even, engaging that core to help with balance here. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Take another inhale, press through that heel, reach through those fingers, and on your next exhale, return the hand and knee back to the mat. Take a moment, regroup yourself, and then we're gonna set up for the other side. So starting to extend that left leg back, ball of the foot stays to the floor, pressing through that heel. Nice stretch through the left calf here. And then when you're ready, starting to extend that right arm up by the right ear, reaching through those fingertips towards the front of the room. And maybe you're gonna start to extend that left leg up off the floor behind you, out from the hip. Again, checking in that both hips on this side stay even. Pressing those fingers towards the front of the room, reaching through that heel towards the back of the room. Take another full breath. Take another inhale to lengthen. And with the exhale, bring the hands and knee back to the mat. Let's do 3 more rounds of cat and cow at your own breath pace. After your third cat, letting that spine slowly come back to neutral. And then from here, we're going to shift the weight to the left so we can step our right foot forward. Finding ourselves in a low lunge here, helping that right foot forward so the ankle is in a nice line underneath the knee to protect our knee joint. And then when you're ready, coming up onto that front thigh. I'll bring the hands to the hips here. Keeping that right hand to the hip, take an inhale through those left fingertips, reaching the arm up overhead, and then engaging that core on the exhale, gently leaning towards the right, as far as feels comfortable here. With your inhale, come back to center, exhale, release that arm down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale up, exhale, engage that core as you lean towards the right. Keep that front knee over the ankle. Inhale back to center, exhale, release. Once more, inhale up, exhale to lean, inhale back up, exhale, release. Take an inhale, reach both arms up. On the exhale, bring the hands on the inside of that right foot, and bring that right knee back underneath the right hip, finding ourselves back into tabletop. Now we're gonna shift to the left side. So starting to shift the weight to your right so you can step that left foot forward. Again, shifting that foot, that ankle underneath that front knee. And then when you're ready, coming up onto that front thigh. Taking those hands to the hips. With your next inhale, lengthen up through those right fingertips. And on that exhale, leaning towards the left, keep that front knee over the ankle. Inhale back to center, exhale, release. 2 more times on this side. Inhale up. Exhale to lean, inhale up, exhale, release. Last time at your own pace. Take another inhale, reach both arms up. Let those palms meet and then the exhale float to heart center. Tuck those back toes of the right foot. And then on your next inhale, lift that back knee, finding yourself in a high lunge here. And we're gonna have momentum to step that back foot to the front, coming to standing. So when you're ready on your next inhale, stepping forward, finding yourself at the top of the mat, feet hip distance apart. Let's take those arms out, up, and interlock the thumbs here. So make little butterfly hands. And then either just reaching up through those fingertips or engaging the core and then gently shining that heart up towards the ceiling for a gentle back bend. And then exhale, return those hands to heart center. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, arms out, up, interlock the thumbs, engage that core, optional gentle back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Once more, inhale, arms out, up, interlock the thumbs, Gentle back bend if that feels good. Exhale, hands to heart center. With your next inhale, once more, reach those arms up, but keep them shoulder distance apart here. Dropping that hand to the side, leaning through those left fingertips towards the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the other side. Just flowing at your own breath pace. Exhaling as you lean towards one side, noticing this naturally engages the core here. And then on the inhale, coming back through center. Let's do once more to either side. And then allowing yourself to come back to center, palms meet, exhale, hands to heart center. You've moved away from the top of the mat, coming back there, feet hip distance apart. Take a nice deep breath in and out. You can keep hands to heart center, or maybe you're going to bring hands to the hips. Take another inhale, and on your exhale, step back with that left foot, coming into a high lunge. I want you to check in. If you like the support of that back knee to the mat, I want you to drop it for your low lunge, just as we did previously, or maybe you're going to keep yourself in a high lunge. With an inhale, reach both arms up. Drop that right hand to the right hip. Inhale through those left fingers. And exhale, we're going to lean gently towards the right. Now we're going to hold for 3 deep breaths here. So engage that core. Keep that front knee over the front ankle, facing forwards. When we lean, it tends to like to follow that direction, so make sure it's staying facing forwards. Let's take one more full breath here. And with your inhale, come back to center, reach both arms up. Exhale, bring the hands on the inside of that front foot. And this is where you might want to take your block or block alternative, placing it underneath that left hand. So you can take that right hand to the thigh and just gently twist yourself towards the right. Now again, if you have that back knee lifted, you can always drop it to the mat for a low lunge version of this. And then you can stay here, or maybe you're going to inhale, reaching those right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Gaze might follow those fingertips. They might stay towards the horizon. You might look down at the mat if that's most comfortable. Take one more full breath here. Take an inhale to lengthen through those fingers. And then on the exhale, bring that right hand on the inside of that right foot, dropping that back knee if it's not already. And we're going to take that right knee underneath our right hip, letting ourselves back into tabletop. From here, extending that right leg back behind you, ball of the foot to the floor, reaching those left fingertips up towards the left ear, or that left arm up by the left ear, reaching through those left fingertips towards the front of the room. And again, maybe you're going to start to lift that back leg up off the mat. You can stay in stillness as we did previously, or if you like a little core strengthening, you might take an inhale to lengthen, and on the exhale, draw elbow towards knee. Inhaling to lengthen, exhale, elbow towards knee. Doing 3 more wherever you are, or taking 3 more breaths wherever you are. Take another inhale to lengthen, exhale, return knee and hand back to the mat. When you're ready, we're going to do the other side. So extending that left leg back, ball of the foot to the floor for a moment. Starting to extend that right arm up by the right ear. Beginning to lift that left leg up behind you, out from the hip. And either staying in stillness or taking an inhale to lengthen and an exhale to draw elbow towards knee and underneath you. If you're flowing here with the breath, let's do 3 more at your own pace. Take an inhale to lengthen, exhale, return hand and knee back to the mat. From here, we're going to shift the weight to the right, step that left foot forward, shifting it forward. And again, checking in if you want to stay in your low lunge, or if you're going to come into your high lunge on this side, tuck those back toes, lift that back knee, And when you're ready, wherever you are, lifting yourself up to standing or in your low lunge version, knee to the mat. Let's take an inhale, reach up through those right fingertips. And then on the exhale, gently leaning towards the left. 3 deep breaths in stillness here. Engage that core. Take an inhale back. Reach both arms up. Exhale, bring those hands on the inside of that left foot. And again, you might take your block, placing it under the right hand here, taking that left hand to the left knee as you gently start to twist yourself towards the left. Again, option to drop that back knee for support if that feels better. Maybe you start to extend those left fingertips out from the shoulder, reaching towards the ceiling. Gaze might follow or settle in that gaze and head wherever feels comfortable for the neck. Let's take one more full breath here. Take an inhale to lengthen through those fingertips. Exhale, bring that hand back to the mat on the inside of that left foot. Drop that back knee if it's not already, and take that back knee underneath the hip, finding yourself back into tabletop. Let's do 3 more rounds of cat and cow. After your third cat, let that spine come back to neutral. Sink those hips towards the heels, but stay upright. And then gently shift the weight so you can swing those legs out in front. From here, we're going to come into a seated spinal twist. So extending that left leg, right knee coming in towards the chest, taking hold of it. So giving yourself a little hug here. Taking those right fingertips back behind you. Take an inhale to lengthen, and on the exhale, just gently twisting and looking towards the right. Maybe looking over that right shoulder. Stay nice and upright here. And twists are great. They bring a fresh supply of blood and oxygen to the discs of the spine, which affects the health of the whole body. Let's take one more full breath here. And with your next inhale, leading with the head, slowly coming back to center. Extend both legs, give them a gentle shake. And then when you're ready, drawing that left knee in towards the chest, taking those left fingertips back behind you, giving yourself a little hug with that right arm around the left knee. Take an inhale to lengthen, and on that exhale, gently beginning in the core, as if you're twisting yourself around the trunk of a tree. Twisting and looking towards the left, maybe over that left shoulder. There's actually a rhyme and reason to why we did the right side first versus the left, and that's actually to go with the flow of our digestive system. So doing the right side first gently presses on the ascending part of the colon, and here doing the left side after that gently presses on the descending part of our colon, so helping to improve our digestive health or maintain our digestive health. With your next inhale, leading with the head, slowly coming back to center. Extend both legs, give them a gentle shake. And then coming into a comfortable cross-legged position, finding yourself to a nice tall upright spine, letting those eyes drop closed. Just taking 3 breaths here before you move on with your day, just to tune into how the core and your spine is feeling. Namaste.